Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Mary.
And this is our boat Adventurous that's been on the hard at St Mary's Boat Service in Georgia, USA for 6 months. And today it's going back in the water and we're off to Canada. Now I'll do a bit of a pan around so we can have a look at the rest of the boatyard. There's the large crane Rocky uses if he can't use the travel lift, if the boat's too large, or to lift masts off so they can do some work on those. We'll also see now some of the other boats that are parked in the boatyard. And this is another view of St Mary's Boat Service, which is owned and managed by Rocky Smith down in St Mary's, Georgia. He's just done a lot of renovations here. The new fence has gone in, all these new boats, all these boats were put in their new positions only a couple of days ago, which has created an extra lot of room. And he's about to move all these boats in the same direction, just like a normal car park. He's got a fair amount of boats in here, and the other benefit is he and Missy and their 4-year-old son Clayton live on site, so security is never a problem. We've been here for 6 months and had no issue with the boat whatsoever. And this is another view of Rocky and Missy's house, and obviously Clayton's swimming pool. And we were parked, there we are in the distance, right next to their back door. And here I've just walked a bit close to the boat. There's Mary just tying down our temporary sunshade. And within the next 10 or 15 minutes, Rocky will be back over with the travel lift to put us into the water. This is the final view of our boat. What we didn't have before, we've obviously done the new sail leg zincs and the oil change for the sail legs. We've put the davits on the back so you can see our new inflatable that we purchased from Charleston. We went up there the weekend before last for a meet and greet for Britacan and a couple of the other cruisers that are up there. And we picked up the inflatable. And on the back, under the blue cover, is our Australian made grill or barbecue that we've brought over as baggage on the flight, so that replaced the Magma grill that was came with the boat. So that noise we can hear is the travel lift that is placing Lenny's boat, who's another Australian, into its storage place. It was parked in the front of our boat for the last couple of weeks, and Lenny's headed back to the Virgin Islands, and the boat's going to be on the dry here for a while. And it needed to be moved to create space for us to get back into the water. And here comes that massive travel lift beast heading towards me. It's going to turn around. Rocky's driving in the back corner, and he's going to line it up in front of our boat. So a cat like ours isn't like on the mono stands that Rocky's made for a lot of the boats, that they can just move around on a different type of device he's made. If it's too big, obviously you'd need the crane that he has on site. And even when we got put in here back in October, the gap where he actually first put us wasn't big enough. So he needed to put it onto another device that had like fenders underneath and lift it up from underneath. But here he's just manoeuvring in the travel lift, and we will go have the straps underneath, and then we'll be taken out only probably 50 metres down to get launched into the water. So Rocky lowered the straps on the port side of the boat, and the boys slide those underneath, and then they'll do the starboard side, and they put a pin together in the centre underneath, and then he'll pick it up in line with the boat. So coming in, when you first arrive, you have to mark the boat where the straps need to go because it's in the water. However, here Rocky can see where the straps need to go, and they'll just get lined up visually just in front of and behind the mini keels. So one of the boys is down there in the shadows just waiting for that rear or aft line, and there's coming forward and going to put the large pin through to hold the straps together. Here's Rocky putting on, I think it's like a glad bait, just to protect the new paint job. Ours was only a touch-up job, and there's a little bit that we didn't do. Coming in, that wasn't necessary because it's obviously full of barnacles, and when they lift it out, they then give it a pressure wash. However, here, to put it back in the water, they run like a glad wrap around just to protect the paint. Now they've done the bottom up, Rocky's taking the strain on the front strap. And on the back strap. And now we're about to see it lift off. And like all boat owners, this is the nervous time when the boat comes up and just swings, and then they lift it and walk it to the water. Looks like Rocky's going to spin it around, and well, that's a silly thing to say really. Obviously the mast couldn't come out of the travel lift if he goes in the other way, and so he's just doing a U-turn back down onto his dock. And this is the moment of truth to discover that whether the through hull fitting I replaced is waterproof, and that everything else is going to work properly. And hopefully she'll sit nicely on the painted lines. We adjusted the weight and balance inside the boat. There was a bit bow low, and I can see there that the actual anti-foul line that we had before is about an inch above at the top, so I think we've actually corrected the way it's sitting a bit nicer than it was. and that's the sign we want to see. We've started both engines. Obviously they were dry for the 6 months, and so it took a little bit to get cooling water through and prime themselves, but they're fine. I've got a good outflow now, so I've looked down below in each of the engine, and they're dry and everything's working well, and the through hull I pulled off, it's dry as well. So I think we're looking pretty good, and Mary will probably be happy to get back on, and we'll get out of here. And that's the view of us leaving St. Mary's. So Rocky lowered the straps out. They didn't need to undo them, and we just backed off, and we're now heading out off to the township of St. Mary's to get water, and then head out down the St. Mary's River, and we're heading off to Beaufort in North Carolina to meet the box where we want to leave it at the next marina. It's about 3 days offshore. Until next time, we'll catch you later.